Hey guys, Eggy here, welcome back to another video. Today's thumbnail has been made by a friend on Discord because I did a competition type thing on Instagram and on my Discord server for someone to do, like a thumbnail for me. Nobody did anything for it, and then I asked in another server I was in, and then one person did it, so that's who made the thumbnail for today's video. And I actually really enjoy the thumbnail, and they was asking me like, oh, is it good? I'd never done stuff like this before, and I was like, it's amazing, I love it. So big shout out to that bitch Mellow on Discord for doing the thumbnail for me, because I actually really like it. So yeah, let's go look at my presents. First up, we have this Mimikyu backpack from the Pokemon Center. Technically, I was supposed to film this in my other haul video, but I didn't have long enough time to film, so I should have filmed it then, but I did technically buy it as a birthday present, so it still works out. But it's got Ghost Pokemon on it as well, so you got Litwick, and then you have Mimikyu too, and then you have Drifloon. Yeah, it's still got the tags on it because I haven't opened it and stuff, but it's got like a graveyard design on the eater bag bit, and then if I take that off, it's got a little Mimikyu and like the zip stuff as well as a Pokeball, which is really cool. I wasn't sure about getting this one or like this satchel bag, but this one, the eater bag bit, is bigger and I'm more likely to use a backpack than a satchel bag. And then the inside, it is creased on top here where it folds, where it's empty, but I didn't want to send it back just because of that, because I'm gonna end up creasing it anyway when I use it and stuff. So I've got to take out the tissue paper. Yeah, and then on the inside you got like Pokeball design, and then you have like a little pocket in here that's padded. But yeah, it's really big inside, like elbow length. I don't know how to best show off how big it is, but it is really big. I really like the whole theme of it and stuff, and this is the first time I've ordered from the Pokemon Center as well, so I was kind of worried, especially as it was so expensive and stuff, but it came. And I ordered these two pins as well, Togepi and Wobbuffet. There wasn't a Mimikyu one that I could find, which was sad. I did order a Ditto one and it was huge. Like it said large pin, and I was like, okay, it's £20 large pin, that can't be that large. It was like this big, but where it's like backs of like these backing bits, there was like one here, and then one on the bottom. One of them was bent, so it's poking through like the back rubber bit, so I had to send it back. So that's kind of disappointing, and I didn't want to just buy it again just for that, so I just kind of just left it. So I just find another one at some point eventually, when I find a Mimikyu one. So let me just, oh, the zip stuck. Where is the zip stuck? Oh, that's annoying. I don't know if I'm pulling it hard enough, or if it's stuck on the inside bit. I don't want to pull it too hard and break the zip, because it's been a while since I had it, so it's definitely past the return window. There you go. But yeah, gotta take out that big paper thing. I don't know what it's called. But yeah, I think that's what it got stuck on, because it's quite thick compared to like the Eater insert. So you can obviously have it plain black, or you can have it with the printed design. Trying to stab it through without stabbing myself, but this is thick. It's kind of hard, and it's also going through one hole and not another hole, so I don't know if I'm doing it in the right holes. That one is on. Okay, so Togepi is on. Now to do Wobbuffet. I really do like Wobbuffet, because when I used to watch Pokemon on the TV when we were younger, because we only ever really watched TV when we were around our nan and granddad's house, and then Pokemon was just on all of the time, and Pokemon's only really like the only sort of anime I watched dubbed, because growing up it was only dubbed on the TV and stuff. But most of the time I do watch it subbed. But yeah, I was always watching that growing up, and Team Rocket were my favourite. I didn't really care for Ash or all of the others, even though Ash and all of the others are like the main characters. But Team Rocket was my favourite. And then I liked Jesse's Wobbuffet. That was like the first Pokemon I liked growing up, before I, you know, got used to all of the others and stuff. But that's it on. Now I'm gonna put it inside. I have to double check I put them on the right way. But yeah, so now I've got Togepi and Wobbuffet, and also I will take off like the plastic bits and other stuff later, but right now I can't be bothered. This is the keychain that Venus got me Christmas, I think. So we're gonna go put this on my bag, if I can open it. Ooh. Ah, there we go. Just got tape stuck on my finger. It's a little mobile phone key charm, phone charm. So I'm just gonna tie that on one of the zips. There you go, and now that is tied on to the zip that is still on the plastic wrap that I will take off later, because I think it's taped. But yeah, that is now connected, and then obviously on the Eater bag bit it's got the Mimikyu one that it came with, so looks really cool. But yeah, I will have to take off all of the other plasticky bits when I'm not filming. It did come in this huge bag. I don't know if you can see how big it is, but it's like pillowcase size, just a bit bigger than that, so that was nice. It came in a huge box with bubble wrap and stuff, and then everything was inside that bag, so it came nice and safe, which I was worried about because of obviously I've never ordered from the Pokemon Center before and everything was expensive, but it came, and so came nice, and the only thing that was broken was the Disso pin, so it's not that bad. Now let's open this. So I ordered myself this Haikyuu DVD collection off of Amazon. It was like £60 something. It is a little bent here. I haven't tried the discs yet, but it's got seasons 1, 2, 3, 4, movie 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it's got 5 OVAs. Because I did order off of Vinted these ones, but they're only season 1 and 2, so I watched those ones, but then obviously, you know, I haven't seen the rest. But yeah, there's only, so they all just look like that, and then there's only 2 discs in them. They all say season 1 to 4, volume 1 to 85, and +4 movie, +5 OVA. So I guess I just gotta do it by disc 1, disc 2, and all of that when I eventually get around to watching them. But Haikyuu is one of my favourite animes. I'm not a big sport anime enjoyer. I watched Yuri on Ice, but that's not really sport. You know, that's BL, even if it's not confirmed it's a BL, everyone knows it's a BL. I watched another volleyball one, 3.14 I think it was, because that's like the height that the net is. I watched, I'm pretty sure there was another one, I can't remember, but I'm not a sport anime enjoyer because I don't enjoy sports IRL, so I'm not gonna watch anime about sports that I don't enjoy. But Haikyuu is one that I watch repeatedly. I don't tend to rewatch anime other than like the Obami one, because that's 5-minute long episodes and it doesn't really count as anime in my opinion. But I rewatch Haikyuu all of the time. And Venus got me Haikyuu related presents for my birthday too. If I can open the plastic that it's in. Okay, I just split the plastic. It's fine. It's going on my Haikyuu shrine shelf anyway. So she got me, if I can stick it together, this acrylic stand of Bokuto from Haikyuu to go with my Haikyuu figure that I bought, and this is when he's part of the Black Jackals, part of the time skip, after the time skip and stuff. He is one of my favourite characters from Haikyuu. I just really enjoy it when he goes hey 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 when he comes on, and he just looks like an owl as well, and he's just one of my favourite characters. And then I also got, if I can open the plastic again, I ripped the plastic, this little kind of acrylic of Kenma, and then this badge of Nishinoya, so they will be going on my shrine when I can get there, because it's the top shelf of my other bookcase, so that's right in the corner and it's really awkward to get to, but it's the cubby hole type thing, so it's the biggest place for Haikyuu because there's a lot of volumes of those. But yeah, they will be going on my shrine at some point. If I remember at the end of the video, I will try and film it, but I probably will forget, so don't hold me to that. And then I also got some dice from Mystery Dice Goblin. So we have these 3 packs that I chose. and then these two odd ones. I do have dice in my little dice bag, which people find weird that I collect dice because I don't play tabletop games or anything like that. I just like collecting dice because, you know, they're pretty and stuff. And I do have 2 sets of dice already. This orange set and this blue set. So like the orange one is kind of marbly, and then this blue one's just blue, and these are both from Mystery Dice Goblin as well, because you can just buy full sets or you can buy certain type of sets and stuff, and they do metal ones and stuff as well. I just like dice because I think they're cool, but yeah, I don't play board games and stuff, but I got this one because it's like the matcha version, if that shows up. But yeah, it's kind of ornate ones, and they are my fanciest looking ones so far. So I got those, and then I ordered this like glittery purple one. So I got that glittery purple set, and then I got this witch kind of themed set as well, and then I have these 2 mystery ones. So the first mystery one it's like this kind of dragon green one. That looks really cool. And then the other one is a glittery blue one. So that's pretty cool. So luckily I haven't gotten any doubles of my sets, so that's really cool. Just gonna quickly put them all in my dice bag so I don't lose them. Yeah, so I have 7 sets of dice in here now, and it's still only, you know, not even halfway. So this dice bag is cool. I got this dice bag on Etsy years ago. I cannot remember. I just typed in dice bag and then I picked the one that I thought looked cool. So there wasn't really much thought into that, but it's nice, and it's got like the carabiner stuff, so you can clip it on like your belt loops or whatever. But yeah, I just like dice because they look cool. That's my thought behind it. And then next up we have some blind boxes that I bought. I wanted the Haikyuu ones, but they're still out of stock, which was annoying. And then I was only really getting them because I've been eyeing these ones for a while, but then I also wanted the July birthday gift thing, but you have to spend like at least £5. And then I went to Soho because that's the closest one to me, and then they was like, oh no, you have to do it online, and I was like, oh okay. So they had to show me how to do it online, like on the app, because when I tried it, it wasn't working, but then magically when I was in the shop it was working. But this is the birthday gift. It's the backing card, and it's got a moon on the back, and then it's got the 20th because that's, I'm assuming, the anniversary of it. I don't quite know. I don't really like that because I feel like it takes away from the backing card. But yeah, looks like that. And then this star moves, which is pretty cool. There is. Don't want to. There you go. And like the moon moves as well. And she's got her little teddy bear and stuff. Then when you take the plastic off, it just sticks to the moon, so the moon can still, you know, move and stuff. And then on the back it's got like these really strong magnets. So I don't really have anything magnetic other than my trolley for my manga, but that's in such an awkward spot, so I think I'm just gonna leave it on my shelf, just like up like that with the backing card. But you can feel how strong the magnet is on your hand even with like the magnet covers on, but it looks really pretty and really cool, which is why I was like really annoyed when I couldn't get it on the app at the first time, because I just really liked that one. Yeah, and then when we ordered, because Every did the order, so every time I get an Every delivery they throw it over the back gate, and the back gate is really stiff, so we don't, because it's an old house. The gate's been like that for 12 years that we've been here, and like obviously the owner before was a little old lady, so she didn't go in the back, so the whole gate is just like really worn and stuff, so we don't go in the garden or anything because of the back gate. But all of the time they don't knock on the door, they just throw the parcel over there, and no matter how many times I complain, they keep doing it. So this one is, you know, kind of bent and stuff, but all of the others seem fine. So I got two of these Naruto childhood ones. I do want Jiraiya or Tsunade or Kakashi or Naruto. So let's go open this one first. I am awful at opening these blind boxes because they're always so stuck together. I can't open them without ripping it. Okay, I got Sakura, and she's one of the ones I did not want. It's got the card, so I could have just read the card and then looked at it. So yeah, she's got her little stand and her things for her stand, but yeah, I'm not a big Sakura fan, so I think I will try and see if what one of my friends wants her, because otherwise she will be going on Vinted. So that is kind of disappointing, but yeah, that's fine. Let's open the next one. I don't know if I'm the only one that has trouble with these boxes, but They always seem so complicated. Because it seems the more I try not to rip it when I open it, the more it actually rips. Oh, cool. I got Naruto's mum. She is also one of the ones that I wanted. So that's not that bad. I got someone I wanted and someone I didn't want. So it's not like I got 2 Sakuras or, you know, 2 people that I didn't want. So I guess that's fine. I don't know where these scroll bits go. I think they go on the end. They fell off, so I don't know about that. And my hands are shaking because the medicine I'm on for my low thyroid, one of the symptoms is hand tremors. And even though I'm on the lowest dosage, it happens quite a lot, which makes it super hard to do stuff like this while I'm trying to get it on the stand so that she doesn't wobble. And the more that I'm aware that my hands are shaking, the more they shake, because I'm noticing them and stuff. It's even more difficult because I can get one foot on, but then it's the other foot I can't. Ah, there you go. So she is on the stand, and then these scroll bits, I'm assuming, are supposed to go on the ends, but they don't seem like they fit that well, so I don't quite know, because on the card it looks like they go on the end and stuff, but they're not really going. So I don't know why that is, because they don't go together, because they don't click together. So I will have to figure that out at some point, but I think I'll just leave her like that, and she looks really cool. So I'm happy that I at least got, you know, one of the ones that I wanted. So it's not that big of a loss, if that makes sense, that I got Sakura, who I did not want. So yeah, Sakura will be going on Vinted if none of my friends want her. So that's not that bad. And then the other set that I got were these 2 Cardcaptor Sakura ones, because I've been looking at them on Vinted for so long. And I was looking on, because one of the places where I get my Pokemon cards, they sell some of them, but they seemed expensive. They were more expensive than on PopMart, even though they're the same thing. So I ended up getting them on PopMart anyway. I really want the Frog Raincoat one, because that is one of my favourite outfits of hers. Or the Cloud Card one, or the Star one. I don't really want the school uniform sets, because in my opinion I feel like they're boring. So if I do get those, I will not be happy. Oh, feels heavy. Ah, cool. These little plastic bags are a lot easier to open than the Naruto ones are, because there's like dotted lines. where it just tears off, which is super cool because it means I don't have to try and fumble as I try to open it. Why is that not going? What? Am I doing it right? Ah, there you go. So I got the frog one, which was really cool because that is one of my favourite outfits of hers. The wand was a little tricky to get in, and then it comes with, you know, the card as well, which is pretty cool. It's really heavy because she's top heavy because her head weighs a lot more than her body does. And yeah, she's a lot heavier than the Naruto ones, but I'm happy that I got one of the ones that I wanted first off. So super happy about that. Now let's see if I get a good one on my second one. I don't like these boxes. I can never open them right, and then I always end up ripping the boxes. I have so much silica gel packets now. How cool. The stands are a lot easier than the Naruto ones because only one of her feet go in it, but I do still kind of miss the hole when my hands shake, so, but it is still a lot easier to do than the Naruto ones. And now her wand, because I don't want to push the wand too much in her hand and break her hand or the wand. But then you've also got to push kind of hard for it to go in. Oh, I broke the wand. Yeah, I broke the wand because it wasn't going in. So that is kind of annoying. I don't want to push it in more, but I got the star one that I wanted. I think it's because it's only the one hand and her hand is really close to her head, so I was trying not to do it so it's going into her head, and I was wiggling it and I broke it. So she will have to go without a wand, but I got the star one that I want, and it's not really showing up on here, but her dress is yellow. The whole thing of this is yellow. But I got two of the ones that I wanted, so I am happy about that. But yeah, compared to her hand placement on this one, the hand is super close to her head on this one as opposed to this one, so she will have to go out without a wand. But she's got her card as well, so I'm happy that out of the 4 blind boxes and stuff, I was only, you know, got one that I didn't want. I like those odds. Those are good odds. And then yeah, I'm just surrounded by rubbish now. Yeah, and then I got this graphic novel, Long Live the Pumpkin Queen, from my dad because he bought me a Nightmare Before Christmas themed book that someone wrote, but it was a word book. I haven't really read a lot of word books lately. I've been trying to get into them and stuff, but that one's really thick. So I haven't really got around to it. So he bought me this one for my birthday. I like the colours and stuff. I haven't read it yet. But They also have character sketches at the back, and I love character sketches in manga and stuff. The Twisted Wonderland ones have so many at the back of their series. A lot of manga used to, but it seems more with like the more modern ones, they don't do character sketches anymore, which is really sad. But I also enjoy when they had the mangakas write like on the sidebar bits stuff about the manga and like their lives and stuff, and I know a lot of people don't like those either, so I don't know, I guess it's just taste preference. And I also bought myself a Kobo. Technically I bought it a while ago and I have been using it, but it was sort of an early birthday present, so I did kind of use it already. I like that they have kind of designs on them, and I managed to get my pop socket from my Kindle to go onto this one, so I can, you know, still hold it while reading it. It is kind of weird because the on button is here and I'm not used to that. But I got the colour one, so this is like the home page and stuff, where it shows you all of the manga and stuff that I have, and then it shows you your activity as well. So it tells me 71% of my books are read, 32 books are finished, and I've got total hours of 6.4 of reading. And also it does sync automatically with your story graph if you know, connect them, so that's cool. But if you accidentally click on a book, it does say that that book, you've read it again, so you do have to go back onto Storygraph and go, no, actually I did not read this book twice. But it's the colour one. I don't know if that's really focusing that well, but it's got colour images. Which is good, and then it also does it by series, because the Kindle didn't do that, so it tells you how many books you've got in the series. And then you can also make collections of your books, so like you could do one for word books and one for non-word books like manga and stuff. And then you can also write notebooks on it, but I don't want to pay like £400 for the pen to go with it, so I was like no, because I have my iPad, so I'm not really going to do that. And then you can also get audiobooks on here, so you can pair that with your Kobo because there's speakers. I think they're on the front. Yeah, it's like kind of here. But yeah, it shows you like the audiobooks you can get and stuff. And then if you get Kobo Plus, so you can read and listen as much as you want with like subscriptions and stuff. And then on Overdrive, which is like the library bit, you can see library books and stuff. I do have Kiki's Delivery Service on hold, and I've had it on hold for a long while, but it doesn't seem that the library has that one available for me to read, so I think I'll be waiting a long time, because if you pair that with the Libby app on your phone, then on your phone it tells you like estimated wait time and then like how many people are in the queue and stuff. Because I read Howl's Moving Castle from the library on my Kobo, and then it told me, you know, you are third in the queue, there are 4 copies, 4 out of 4 in use and stuff like that, so that was like really cool. But yeah, I've read a lot, because I do want to get back into reading again, because when I was going through my manga on my shelf and stuff and going through what I've read and what I want to sell because I'm not interested in it anymore, or stuff that's like I'm interested in this but the series is out of print and it's a lot cheaper and easier to get on like digitally, because the One Piece series, they are like £3 something each on the Kobo, but they are Viz prices, so they are, you know, like £7 nearly in some places, in some shops and stuff. So that is a bit of a gap. So yeah, the first, sorry, it's kind of gone weird. Yeah, okay, so the first thing that I read was Adventure Time, the graphic novel version 1, because I did have that years and years ago, but then I sold it because I could not find any of the other ones. And then it's like, where this is a colour one, it was easy to see like all of the colours and stuff. And then I read Takashi from the Bike Shop, because that was only 4 books out on digitally at the moment, and I really enjoyed that one. But then I kind of was a bit weird that they just went straight to sex after like only dating for like 3 days, and I was like, I get that adults and it's an adult relationship, but I also was confused because she wasn't sure they were dating, and he was like, yeah, obviously we're dating, I don't just, you know, hang around other people if I'm not dating them. And then yeah, I don't tend to like that kind of miscommunication stuff, so that kind of was kind of weird. Then I read You Can't All Live on Your Own, and that was good. The first one was okay, the second one was okay, and then the third it was like, okay, this is getting somewhere, and then the fourth one it seems like they rushed it to have an ending, which I find that they do that a lot with manga. There was one that I was reading, I can't remember what one it was. I'm looking at my collection to try and see, but I can't tell. But it, Ari and the Beach Forest. That was a 3, complete at 3. The first one, I really enjoyed the first one. The second one, I was like, okay, I'm not really understanding what's going on. Like, it seems like a big gap. And then the third one, it just seems like they rushed it to finish it. And I felt like that would have been better if it was like at least 5, or even, you know, like 4, if they just spread it out and didn't rush it. Because I read the first one, I liked the first one. I read the second one, I was like, okay, this pace is kind of jumping a bit. And then I read the third one, I was like, oh, it's over. I wasn't expecting it to be over that soon. Like, I know it was finished at 3, I knew that before going in, but I still didn't really expect it to be like that. And then I read The Prince's Keeper, which is good. It's only complete at 2, and then I was looking for more, and they can't. I didn't get an answer online about if there's more, but then I was looking in the Kobo shop and it was selling it chapter by chapter, and I was like, well, no, because I've got the first one, I've got the second one, I've read all of these chapters. But that was good. She's a witch. He's a prince. He gets turned into a cat because of magic, and then he asks her, you know, oh, you gotta help me find out who did it. I can't trust anyone. So that was really good. I do like magic-y ones. It did remind me of Snow White with red hair a bit, and not just because, you know, she's got red hair, but because of like the magic elements and stuff. Even though there's not really magic and stuff in Snow White with the red hair. I don't know where I was going with this. I had the thought, and then I started speaking, and then the thought disappeared. So I don't know where I was going with that comparison, but I'm pretty sure it was a good comparison. I don't remember. And then I read Attack You Vampire's Love Bite, and that was good. I did enjoy that. There was a lot of humour in that one. But I haven't gotten any of the others because I was going through and making sure to read, you know, the ones that I've got before I buy any more and stuff. And then I read Haneda-kun, because that was only 7 volumes, so I read all of those because that's the prequel to Barakamon, and I liked both animes when I watched them years ago, but I only got the first volume of Barakamon. I read that one and I wanted the other ones, but there's a lot more in that series than a lot of other stuff that I had on my wish list and stuff, so I was focusing on them instead. I read The Metalhead Next Door, which is a one-shot BL, which was really nice. I liked that one. It was a nice wholesome one. I also read Everyone's Getting Married Volume 1. That was good, but there was also kind of, I don't know how to describe it, because I read it a couple of months ago and I haven't, really remembered. But she wants to get married, and then her boyfriend breaks up with her because he's like, oh no, I don't want to be with you anymore. And she was like, oh, okay. So she's focusing on her work a lot more, and then people are talking about how, being a stay-at-home wife and stuff is like so 1950s and stuff, and then she's like, oh, but that's what I want to do. So when she's going to like mixes and stuff, she's not really connecting with other dudes. And then a friend's friend, I think it was, he doesn't want to ever get married, but then he works for like a reporting studio. I think he's like a TV newscast actor thing. I really cannot remember, and I can feel how silly I sound describing it. But yeah, it was good. The chemistry, not really there for me at the moment, so I should probably read more and probably reread that one so I can remember what happens. But yeah, I didn't really, it was just okay, not really memorable. And then I read Island in a Puddle, which is by the same person who makes Erased, but it's like body swap. I didn't really like it. I knew going in I probably wouldn't like it, but I read it anyway, and yeah, I didn't like it. I didn't like the art style. I didn't like the whole premise of it, but I read it anyway, and I was like, no. And then I read High School Debut Presents, which is by the same person who makes My Love Story and A Star Brighter Than the Sun. I still want to finish My Love Story, but I cannot for the life of me find like the last 4 volumes that I need. And they're like the last 4 volumes in the series, and I don't want to get them all on my Kobo and read them all on my Kobo and finish them. And I can't find them on like the digital library to just borrow and read the last 4. Same with My Senpai is Annoying. I can't find those volumes either, but I don't want to sell those and get them on my Kobo and reread all of them. So it's kind of annoying. I'm kind of like trying to work out where to go from there. So I ended up reading High School Debut, and I like that one. It's about, like a tomboy girl who's like never had a boyfriend before, and she goes to high school and she wants to like completely reinvent herself, and then she finds a dude who's like popular and stylish, and she's like, yes, teach me your ways, and he's like, nah, and then his sister's like, do it, and then he's like, nah, and then it takes a bit of convincing, and then he helps her out and stuff like that, and then she kind of ends up having feelings for one of his friends, and then he's kind of like, I don't like that. So it's kind of one of those ones. But I did enjoy it. I do like her work and stuff, so I knew I would enjoy that one. And then I also read Gals Can't Be Kind to Otaku 1 and 2 because they're the only volumes out. I did like that one. I wasn't expecting to, because there's a bit of, fan service and stuff after that. But 2 women and there's 1 dude, and then one of them's like a closet otaku while he's like an open otaku, and then she's like, no, my sister likes it, it's honest. And then she doesn't actually have a younger sister, it's her neighbour, and she's like, and then when he meets the neighbour's like daughter and stuff, she's like, no, I've never once liked that stuff, only she did. And then the other one's like popular Gairu, and then she's like, oh, I have no clue what you guys talk about, but it seems interesting. So it's just kind of one of those ones. There is a bit of fan service in it, so I don't really enjoy fan service in anime and stuff, so that kind of put me off. But the premise of the book was good. What else did I read? I read Yeonnam-dong's Smiley Laundromat, which is like a Korean translated into English book. It was not good. It's a word book, but a lot of stuff, I don't know if it just wasn't translated correctly into English, or if just the pacing of the book was completely bonkers, because I was reading it and it's parts from different people's personal like point of views, and then they all connect at the end for like a bigger story and stuff. But I was reading it and I was like following the plot, and I was like, I think I was only following the plot like 10% of the time, and it was very confusing. So I don't know if it's because of the way it was translated, the way it was written, or what, but I couldn't really follow along with the plot and stuff. So yeah. Then I read Howl's Moving Castle, and I borrowed it from the library and stuff, because I've always wanted to read the book and stuff, because obviously the book inspired the Ghibli film, and I love the Ghibli film, but then I was reading the book, and I was like, I'm getting kind of bored, which sounds so bad when I say it, but I was reading it and I was like, there's a load of grammar mistakes, a load of like speech marks in places that there shouldn't be, and places where there should have been speech marks. So I don't know if I got like a dud copy or if all of the copies are like that, but I didn't really enjoy it. I was reading it and I was like, I got halfway through and I was like, it's okay. I'm not really that interested in it. I'm not really gonna read more, because there's like a trilogy and stuff, and I was like, yeah, I don't like this. So I finished reading that, and it's like, yeah, I'm just gonna stick to the film. I also read Sakamoto Days, because everyone's like, oh yeah, it's good, it's not like your typical, you know, action one, and I was like, I'm gonna trust you and read it. And then I was struggling to get through the first 5 pages, and I was like, no, it's just, you know, my bias was like this type of manga and stuff, so I'll read it. I just could not wait for it to be over. I did not like it at all. I was like, no. It's you know, Way of the House Husband, I like that. I like the anime for that. I read a few of the manga. It just seems like it's trying to be a copy of that, if that makes sense. So I don't know if it's because where I've read Way of the House Husband years ago before and watched the anime of that, and then read this one. Did not like it. Could not get through it. But then a load of other people have said that they also didn't like it, and it's just super hyped up for no reason. So I did not care for it, and I kind of knew going in that I probably wouldn't, but then it's also like I'm trying to read more stuff that I don't read, because I tend to read same typical slice of life stuff. So I was trying to read more of that, and I was like, I don't like that. But yeah, I read all of those, and then you can also see your wish list, and then you can sort it by price low to high. But then when you sort by price low to high, it just does it alphabetically instead. So yeah. I have a lot on my wish list, so I'm not going to go through them because like that will take forever. But then you can, when it loads, so sorry, it's trying to make me buy a book when I clicked on the wishlist thing, and it's like I did not, you know, click to buy the book. Oh, it did. I think it's because online I got the Kobo Plus thing, so it doesn't show me the price and stuff now. But it did show you like if it's a pre-order item, when it's going to come out and stuff. I'm pretty sure it still does it on the app, but obviously I can't show you guys the app because it's on my phone and I'm using my phone to film. But yeah, and a lot of the stuff on the Kobo itself hasn't synced with the fact that I have the Kobo Plus thing, because if you go on the app and stuff, and if you go online it tells you, oh yeah, you have this many points, you can buy a book worth this much with it. And I was looking at the manga, but it wasn't showing me like the manga I can read for the same price and stuff. It was just showing me normal books for like the points and stuff. And then on the app and stuff, it still shows you like pre-order date and stuff. But then because I got Kobo Plus, because it didn't tell me I could get Kobo Plus and go, oh yeah, you could earn this many points, until I bought like 4 things. And I was like, well, that would have been nice to know before I had spent, you know, like however much I did spend before it gave me the points. But I do like it a lot more than my Kindle, despite, you know, me complaining about it. It is good. I do like it. You can also, on the brightness and stuff, you can change it to like the natural light is off and then it goes orange. And if you have like max brightness on and then max natural light, it goes proper orange. But yeah, you can decide if you want normal brightness, natural light and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, you can buy stuff on your Kobo, but I do recommend just using that app and doing it that way, or on the website, because it's a lot easier. You can bulk buy at that point, because you can't really do that on the Kobo, like on the Kobo itself. So, but I have enjoyed using it to read. I do like that it connects to Storygraph. I do like that it sorts my books by series, and I don't have to scroll through all of my books to find the next one in the series, like on my Kindle. It doesn't come with cool colours, which is kind of a downside, but that's only like aesthetic reasons. So I'm not really that fussed about that. You can buy cases from them, but they were like £30. I was like, nah. So I just got the clear case because where it's like got a bumpy back and stuff. And because I wanted to connect my pop socket, and I don't want to get like an actual case and ruin the case because of the pop socket. Because if it's a clear case, that's fine. I could just throw it away, get a new one for cheap. Yeah, I think that was all I was going to talk about, because I've opened all of my presents. I've spoken about my presents. And I've spoken about my Kobo. I've spoken about my books. I think that was it, guys. Yeah. Yeah, so that has been all my presents that I have opened. I will send a picture in the Discord of my stuff once my bed's not a mess of rubbish. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I don't know what my next video is going to be because I have no monies. It might be a reading video once I get back into using my Kobo again, because I've been so busy with other stuff. I haven't actually read anything in a long while. So next time I will read more books. I will try and remember to write reviews as I'm reading, so I'm not, you know, sitting here going, I can't remember what I read. But yeah, that will probably be my next video. Maybe, if I remember. But yeah, that has been my video for today. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. And again, a big thank you to That Bitch Mellow on Discord for doing my thumbnail. Yeah, hope you guys have enjoyed.